Welcome to Pride Against Prejudice, a Shadowrun 4th edition actual play podcast.
Hi, I'm Simon and I'm playing Huggy Bear.
Hi, I'm Al and I'll be playing Maverick.
Hi, I'm Jack and I play Toyga.
Hi, I'm Michael and I'll be playing Sunshine.
And my name is Rhydian, I am the GM.
No, my name's Kerry and I'm the GM.
Hang on, wait, that's my job. Alright then, we have a guest GM. If you would like any bonus content, a link to our living campaign map can be found in the show notes, along with a link to our Discord where you can get occasional bonus episodes, and if you'd like to add locations to the map or just ask us questions, you're welcome to join us there. If you stick about for a few seconds at the end of the episode, we also have a question for you as well. Following content may contain themes and materials not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Before we dive into the episode, here's some pay data on another one of the Shadowrun podcasts out there for you to listen to.
Good day, citizens of Chicago. This is Oakley Wildwood, your anchor at Goldleaf News Network, bringing you the latest developments from the heart of the UCAS. And now for the news. The Chicago Containment Zone is witnessing a surge in kidnappings that has left the city on edge. Travel in groups for safety, folks. A good crew could be what gives you the edge to make it to your next paycheck. The streets are witnessing a spike in vehicle thefts and carjackings, leaving everything from jackrabbits to delivery trucks as smoldering, bullet-ridden scrap heaps. Lone Star PD advises secure private parking whenever possible. But in Chicago, even the safest of places can become a battleground. On a more hopeful note, the ghoul communities of Cabrini Green are uniting, driven by a hunger for justice. Vigilantes targeting infected citizens have been escalating tensions, promising violence if they do not leave the city. Those sympathetic to the ghoul cause have offered support by providing donations and offering security, though officials assure that they seek a non-violent resolution to the conflict. There's a lot going on in 2080s Chicago. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay with us by tuning in to Bug City Blues, a Shadowrun 6th World Edition actual play podcast, wherever fine podcasts are found. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Hi Chummers, we're taking a short break from our main story for the next 4 episodes to do a little one-shot within the campaign and to welcome our first guest GM. Dutch had been wanting to try her hand at GMing for the first time and running Shadowrun for a little while now, and I suggested that my players would be a good chance to give it a try. She will be running them through an adventure called On the Run, one of the first official adventures published for 4th edition. If you've ever thought about giving running Shadowrun a go, do it. It's great fun, especially if you can have an experienced GM to help you out by Co-GMing in the background to look up rules and stuff and help out like I did here. Anyway, the team get a call for a new job by a friend in another runner team. Looks like Mr. Johnson wants some ancient music disc back.
Jamming his finger into his mouth, Kerwin Lomas tasted the metallic tang of blood mixed with sweat and grime. He wondered if this whole thing was worth it. Kerwin slumped back, running a hand back across his sweaty bald head. Dank. He needed a good whiskey, not that synthahol crap. And he was seriously beginning to doubt that there was anything here worth his while. At this point, it was probably a waste to have spent the cred on a plane ticket to pour through Dad's collection of crap before it all got hauled off to the dump. It wasn't like the two of them had gotten along or anything. If it hadn't been for the fact that Kerwin was K-Spot's only son, he doubted he'd have even gotten the formal email from the lawyer announcing Dad's death and informing him that he, Kerwin, had been left everything. This large storage locker was all that remained of dear old Dad, known to the entertainment world as Clarence K-Spot Lomas. Mid-level purveyor of mostly 2-bit acts that everybody with any sense had forgotten about 20 years ago. Naturally, since Dad had been about as good with cred as Kerwin himself was, everything amounted to some clothes, a few random bits of furniture and household appliances, 2 ratty old guitars, a non-functional pre-2055 cyberdeck, and the key to the storage locker. From the look of the things, the place hadn't been opened in a good 10 years. The locker company was making noises about dumping everything in the street if the last 3 months' back rent wasn't paid. And since Kerwin didn't want to pay it, here he was to grab any good stuff that might actually be hanging around. The hell with the rest of it. Let them dump it. It would save him the trouble, and it would serve his old coot of a father right. He didn't quite want to admit it to himself, but he had a reason for pulling open carton after carton of junk. It was probably just another fib, but his dad had mentioned it enough times when Kerwin was growing up that he had to believe that it might just possibly be true. The faint chance that it might be somewhere in the locker was what kept Kerwin going long after he'd normally have given up the job in favour of getting good and drunk. And maybe even laid if he was really lucky. Hadn't been in the apartment. Kerwin had made sure of that, going through every drawer, every possible hiding place, even looking under the smelly old carpets before he'd handed the key back to the landlord. Nope, if Dad still had it, and hadn't sold it to finance any of his sleazy habits, it would be here. Kerwin was going to keep looking until he either found it or was convinced that it wasn't here. He had a feeling that if Dad had sold it, he'd have heard about it. It wasn't the kind of thing you could keep quiet. Come on, you old bastard, he muttered to himself. Better not have been lying, all those times you ran your mouth about this thing. Don't make me sift through all this crap for nothing. He savagely threw yet another box full of junk into one of the locker's walls, where it burst and scattered its contents all over the floor. He was sullenly about to move on to the next one when he spotted a bulky cream-coloured envelope in the midst of the spilled junk. He'd been so impatient he'd nearly missed it going through the box, hidden as it was inside a folder with some old papers. Something was written on the envelope. He kicked his way through the trash drifts and snatched it up, peering at it in the grimy overhead light from the single naked bulb. "To K-Spot," it said, in flowing, somewhat old-fashioned hand. "Enjoy these with my gratitude." It was signed, JB. Kerwin held the envelope in front of him, just looking at it with wide eyes and open mouth for several seconds. Then, his body seized with a kind of jerking urgency, he fell back into his chair, ripped open the envelope, and allowed the contents to drop into his lap. He stared at the old-style optical disc in its paper slipcover, entranced as the quivering light made dancing rainbows on its silvery surface. Written on it, in the same handwriting as the outside of the envelope, was Carrion Sessions 48, JB. For enlightenment, seek out absent friends. Holy shit, Kerwin breathed, hardly daring to believe his sudden change in luck. This is it. Letting his breath out slowly, he slumped back, clutching the precious blue disc. His eyes were already beginning to gleam with the light of avarice, but he knew he had to be careful. He sat abruptly upright, realizing he was alone in the storage building and it was getting late. His plane back home was due to leave tomorrow morning. The sooner he was packed up and on it, the better. Slipped the disc inside his jacket, kicked the boxes back inside, closed and locked the door. The devil rats could have the rest as far as he was concerned. He had what he'd come for. Old Dad had come through for him in death, as he had never had in life. But he'd have to be careful. Very careful. If he didn't handle this just right, he was likely to lose his prize. He didn't even consider that it might also cost him his life. Another day, another struggle for survival on the mean streets of New York. It's raining. New York PD is running a high-profile serve and protect visibility campaign lately, and pickings have been a little lean for you and your team. Occupational hazard, oh may. You're awake one night, pondering where you're going to get next month's soy milk money, when a familiar number pops up on the corner of your AR display. Mav, your comm is pinging at you.
Who is it?
It is Ember.
Hello, Ember.
Hey Mav, hope I'm not disturbing anything.
Nothing important. How can I help?
I am in a little bit of a quandary. So, a friend of mine reached out, said she thinks there's a person's got a job that we might be interested in, but we're a little bit tied up right now. Can't get hold of Rix at all. Grim and Dixie are off investigating something. They did tell me, and I can't remember.
Don't ask, they might tell you.
And I'll be blunt, I have 1,000,001 essays due, so I was really hoping you guys might be interested.
I mean, yeah, work is work.
Cool, then...
Who's the Johnson? Or the fixer?
So, the person who passed it on to me is one of my friends, Angel Sparkles. She said she would meet up with you guys at Club Infinity. She'll then point you in the right direction once you're there. It's not actually her that's got the job, but she's usually got her ear to the ground for us, so...
And do you think she's good? You vouch for her?
She's good. She's
Excellent.
really good, but yeah, she's good. She's good people, let me put it that way.
Is this a team deal, or are you just giving this to me personally?
This is a team deal. She said if you could meet her there at like 9:15, then she'll point you in the right direction, and you can meet the Johnson there once you're actually there. Oh, Club Infinity, you gotta dress up.
How up?
Latest fashion, kinda up.
God.
Sorry.
Why, Ember?
Because it's Club Infinity?
I need to work. Thank you, Ember.
No worries. Let me know how it goes, yeah?
Will do.
Cool. Thanks. I owe you one.
Where is Club Infinity?
I have no idea. You guys, all three of you, get a message from Mav saying, got some work, meet 9, did you say 9:45?
9:45.
9:45, Club Infinity, brackets, I have no idea where this is. Dress code apparently fashionable, in quotes.
You get a response from Huggy saying, what is fashionable?
Good bragging question.
You get a response from Toiger that's just like the heart eyes emoji and the star eyes emoji. And then like...
We are not spending this entire session role-playing Toiger taking the three of us shopping.
No.
Again. Although it was only two of you last time.
Aww.
Not this session. Foreshadowing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is it in Manhattan?
It is in Manhattan, yes.
Oh
dear.
God, then that solves my problem.
Midtown?
Yeah, Midtown works. It's gonna be on, let's say, East 54th Street, near Lexington Avenue.
Also, Huggy, for the purpose of this one shot, you have a Manhattan pass.
Yes.
You are going to suffer this posh club like the rest of us, whether you like it or not.
I'll argue that Ember's been sat on this for a day or two and managed to organise passes just in case.
Good argument.
As she tried to figure out if there was a way to get her team together, and it just wasn't happening.
Visitor passes are a thing. Like, you can buy a day pass.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Alright, she's done that.
Mav, you get a text message that reads, if you wear that fucking belt buckle again, I will shoot you.
Do you even own a gun? Comes back the response to that.
Are you all going to Infinity then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what are folks wearing once you're up there?
I'm in an Action News business suit. I've got AR shades on, partly to hide my eyes and also give myself a air of mystique, and wedges.
Huggy will be wearing the suit that she bought for the jazz club, unless she has been told specifically not to wear that.
No.
Tiger, what's Mav wearing?
Not the fucking belt buckle. So Mav is wearing his one and only suit. It is entirely adequate. It has been dry cleaned at least one point in its life.
That is not fashionable. Do better.
The boots he's got on, though, are like... The boots overcome the -6 that the suit gives him. It is like... They are flash, they are trendy, they seem to be made out of like real snake skin or possibly even feathered serpent shed skin. Like, no one's even looking at Mav's face, they are just entranced by the beauty of these shoes.
Really, Mav? 3-button in 2072. What is this? The 20-fragging 60s?
Retro's in at the minute.
How old do you think this suit is, Sunshine?
Yeah, his granddad was buried in that suit, Sunshine.
You're up next, Toiger. Well, you weren't. Sorry.
So Toiger's got his usual lined coat on. It's sort of like a fancy sort of bronze-coloured thing. Probably the most expensive thing that he owns. Underneath that, there's just sort of like a simple brocade shirt. Comfortable sort of cargo pants tucked into comfortable boots. But like sort of fashion things he's got. And he's got sort of like a broad belt that goes around the outside of the jacket. And he's got his various like totems and fetishes and foci and what have you hanging from it. Doing his best to look like a wizard.
So, looking like someone who has never had an ounce of magic in their life, but wishes they did.
Yep.
So Infinity is one of the current Nova Hot Night spots on the New York scene. On the Manhattan scene, to be more precise. Before you can even schmooze past the formidable pair of troll bouncers at the door, you can hear and feel the pounding beats of the latest club hits. It's a really busy street. There's a queue round the block. But one of the things that Ember would have told you beforehand was that just walk up and tell them that you're with Angel Sparkles. And they should let you in.
Not the strangest runner name I've heard, but certainly in the top 5.
That barely pings the radar for me.
No, I've heard worse. Like, this cheerful, like, happy guy I know goes by Grim. Don't know why. If no one else leads, Mav walks up to the door and says, "We're with Angel Sparkles."
I'm just imagining Mav saying this and hating himself inside a little bit.
Good. That is the correct thing to be imagining.
The bouncers kind of glance you all up and down, note the boots, and give you a very sort of almost not there nod before unclipping the rope. The two bouncers that are there are identical twins. So he and his twin are the bouncers, and one of them has red eyes and a red tie, and the other one has green eyes and a green tie, and that's the only way you can tell them apart. They're pretty much mirror images of each other.
Do they have the same horn cut off, or is that horn just bending back?
It's cut off.
Is it cut off on opposite sides?
Yep.
Nice.
That is commitment to the bed.
Is anyone carrying any weaponry at all?
I will have bought my taser.
Does a combat focus count as a weapon if it itself is not a weapon?
No.
I think it's the Actioneer's business suit that comes with a concealable holster in the arm.
It does.
Yeah, in which case I'll have my Streetline special in there.
Huggy has a license for her SMG, but she won't have brought it with her on spaces that she's not sure that it'll stand up to the Manhattan scanners. Better not to, the fewer scans she has to go through, the better.
Fair.
This was also Mav's thinking.
Probably has her taser on her, but that's it.
There's a brief tense moment as it looks like the mad scanner might go off, but one of the trolls reaches back and gives it an elbow as bloody light's still not working properly. Keep going, you're fine. Once you're inside, the baseline thrums through the walls and floor like a giant subsonic heartbeat, making it difficult even to breathe out of time with the music. All around, people dressed in the latest clubwear fashions writhe and gyrate on the dance floor, with holographic images skittering over and above the moving display, and adding to the sensory overload. When you subscribe your PAN to the club's networks, things get even more chaotic. Dozens of messages and signs flash across your vision, everything from mundane AROs like directions to the restrooms and where the emergency exits are, to a list of the bar specials, to private messages from clubbers who want to get to know you better. Adjusting your comlink settings to filter out unwanted information, you're glad that you and your team can use your links to communicate since you aren't going to hear anything audibly over the music.
Also, Toiga, you're getting an unconscionable number of those private messages from people wanting to get to know you better about your ass. And you're getting some as well, Sunshine. Seems to be largely people with a kink for people who've surged or something similar.
Sunshine's going, how the frack are they even knowing that? As she says from behind her sunglasses.
Pushing them back up her nose as they've slipped down.
Most people think these are cyberware. What the And yeah, she's flicking through a few of the messages going, mediocre, boring. Ugh.
Just as you're doing it, this lass approaches. As she goes, you must be Ember's friends, right?
We are.
Something like that.
Epic! Awesome. I'm so glad you made it. Welcome to Club Infinity. So what you should know is down here, there's the dance floor. Next door, there's a live band if you want. Wait, no, she told you that, sorry, you guys are here for, apologies, I'm with you now. Sorry, it's been a long night.
Can I roll a quick visual perception?
Yeah.
I turn my ears off. I'm assuming that at this point we're talking over comms, given that she's trying to talk to us.
3 hits. Do I think she's on cram?
Yeah. She is definitely high.
Sweetie, if you're gonna do cram at a club, either wear full eye contacts or glasses or something. The orange stain on the inside of your eye is a real giveaway.
Oh, hell, are my eyes off again? Give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
She messes with her comlink for a minute, and they suddenly go bright pink instead. Thanks, Ome.
I slide my shades down, revealing my bright blue, glowing eyes.
Oh, awesome.
Nice trick, Ome.
Well, why are you hiding those? They are gorgeous.
If I knew how to turn them off?
Download the manual. She's completely oblivious to the fact that they're not cyber at all. Okay, so you wanna head to the bar and ask for Sarissa. She'll be able to tell you where you're gonna go from there, because she's the one who told me. So
Sarissa.
Sarissa. Noted.
Thanks.
no worries.
Enjoy your night. Don't do any more cram.
Unless you want to.
The party's just getting started.
If I had to take a guess, you're on 3 drops already. Slow down.
Call it 4, sweetie.
Oh, frag me. Alright, Ome.
Sunshine, let the lady do her drugs. Huggy will start sort of pushing her way through the crowd towards the bar.
Yeah.
We let Huggy lead.
Along the back wall, the bar takes up the entire back wall of the club, and it's stocked with every kind of liquor, both synthetic and real imaginable. There's a small army of bartenders and watrons keeping up with the drink orders, both in person and over the club's AR network. One of the bartenders there's only one bartender there who is actually female. It's just the pick of the night, and that appears to be Sarissa.
When we're on our way over, Huggy will AR order the brightest drinks that they have on the menu.
Fair?
Huggy, that looks radioactive.
Yeah? That's how you know it's good.
Do they have any sheer wines?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Can you afford it?
Can I afford it? Yes. Should I buy it? No.
Are you going to buy it?
Are you going to make me drink an entire bottle of sheer Merlot by myself, Sunshine? You cruel, heartless witch.
I drop 100 new yen on a bottle of wine.
She kind of glances at you and, realizes that, presumably you put the order in over AR because it seems to be what everybody's doing. She glances at you. Alright, you guys must be... interesting choices. Alright. Anything else I can get you?
I hear you have work for us.
I don't think we're hiring at the moment, sweetie.
You were expecting Ember?
Emma said that you might have work.
Angel Sparkles. That name ring a bell?
If you buy another drink, it might.
What are you getting, Mav?
Mav throws a dart in his AR at the cocktail menu.
Oh, come on, it's Mav. It's going to be Coors Light.
Right, so if Mav asks Huggy to order him a Coors Light, Huggy orders 2 cans of Hurg.
You enabler, you.
Look, you never come around when me and Slurdzog are doing drugs, so now you get to do drugs with us.
Boiger is eyeing the Hurl covetously.
Tiger,
We want you to be functional, not screwing up.
Tiger, Mav pulls out the can. I'll swap you.
Mav, if you give him that, you're clearing up after him.
And goes out and
Mav takes the can back.
She hands the drinks over and goes, "You'll find your party in the blue room." 2 secs. And she fiddles in AR for a minute. I should be on your map now. And a new room appears on your link. The code? Give me 2 secs. They keep changing it on me. Ugh. She thinks for a minute. Alright, found it. And she pings that to you as well. You go up the stairs over there, follow the catwalk.
Okay.
It's the only office on that floor, so you can't miss it.
Okay, take point.
You pass a few clubbers having amorous moments in shadowy corners as you're heading up the stairs to this extra catwalk. Are you popping the code into the door?
Yeah?
Yep. So the first thing you'll notice upon entering is that the place is decorated entirely in blue. The second thing you'll notice is that it's surprisingly quiet given the din outside. The soundproofing in this room is amazing.
Huggy will turn her ears back on.
Okay, this room is more blue than your drink somehow.
Honestly, I think that's the drinks, the light coming off of the drink.
How many of those have you had?
What do you mean?
Well, the first one was pink, so unless it's changed colour.
Oh, it has changed colour.
They do that.
You find yourselves in like a conference room with a big oval table, which is made of, appears to be genuine wood, and there are several chairs. So you're greeted by a troll of medium height. He's no longer young, but he's not quite middle-aged. He's handsome in a rugged sort of way. He's wearing a purple and chartreuse suit in the latest style that somehow manages to stay on the tasteful side.
How? No, don't try and answer.
"Welcome," he says, smiling at you. "Please, sit down. I'm Mr. Johnson. I trust that..." Hang on a second. He pauses and appears to be looking at something in the corner of his vision. Yes, I believe that you guys are the sea tomatoes? Forgotten now.
They're friends of ours.
Okay, fair enough.
We have a working arrangement with another team.
Fair. I know how it is in this business.
She's fucking one of them. She's fucking one of them. I'm in a book club with another one. He's friends with most of them. Huggy writes.
Sunshine puts her wine glass down just a little bit harder than you might have expected when you say that.
Tiger, remember when I said that thing about saying certain words around certain people? Well, remember when you told me about saying certain words around certain people?
I may have cocked up slightly.
Perhaps.
Anyway, yes, we call ourselves the Cherubs.
Cherubs. Alrighty. Good name. Good strong name. Ever thought about joining the music business? I digress.
I don't really have talent.
Shall we get down to business then?
What?
That's why we're here.
So, someone has stolen an object from the people that I represent. We'd like to get it back quickly, as we've reason to believe that this person is trying to sell it. What you're looking for? Some music-related data that's important to my employer's business. Before you ask, I don't know who stole it. My employer's home was broken into a couple of days ago, and the disc was taken along with some other items in which we have no particular interest, replaceable knickknacks. Your best bet is probably to keep your ears open to whatever channels you think might be appropriate. If the thief is going to sell it, well, word's going to have to get out that it's available somehow.
So we're looking for data disk?
Not sort of. It's an old style optical disc.
Oh.
Are we talking like
Kinda
3¼ inch, 5.5?
no, not quite that old. More like mini disc era. It should be fairly obvious when you see it.
How will we know this disc from any other?
It will be the one that he's trying to sell, presumably. It's some kind of old style optical disc.
The fact that it's an optical disc at all makes it stand out in this world.
Yeah.
But the other stolen knickknacks, a Sumerian tablet and Cleopatra's granny panties.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to pass that on to my boss. No, like I said, the rest of the stuff that's replaceable. It's just this disc is significant personal and sentimental value to my employer. It's not replaceable otherwise. We want both the disc and the data on it returned. In the potential eventuality that the one no longer resides on the other, we would like both back.
Right.
In case it's not clear, my employers don't want the disk's data getting out into the hands of anyone but themselves. So if the data gets out, we expect you to track it down and eliminate any copies.
Right.
So what is irreplaceable moral value worth to your boss?
Patience. I'll get to that bit. I'm not quite done. Once you've located it, there's a second part to the job. Second part of the job is track down the person who's offering it for sale. They're probably not the same person who's offering the information, since these thieves usually work through intermediaries, and we want you to get the disc back and the data. You can do this in whatever way you see fit. I don't really care about the details. Hell, you could even get it back by making an offer for it. My employers can cover the arrangement and take care of getting my money back too later. For something a little more larcenous, that's between yourselves. Just do it as quickly as possible and make sure disc is not hard. I'm authorised to offer your team 10,000 for the job. Half up front and half upon the return of the disc to me. Do we have a deal?
If we were to purchase the disc and for your employer to reclaim their money, do they have a maximum they are willing to wager on such a venture?
You're authorised to give up to 6k.
Up to 6k. Sunshine, do negotiate.
Okay, I'm gonna
Get us more money.
Seductress noises.
Well, out to Tiger.
So he sucks his teeth for a minute and goes,
This matters to your employer.
True.
That gives us leverage. We know. I'm not just trying to be a bitch here, but it's been a lean month, and you need this badly, and we've got a powerful need to eat.
He laughs. Certainly, I understand. The music business at its in its own way can be just as cutthroat. All right. For you, since those eyes are gorgeous, my dear, you've all been so kind to come here on behalf of the team that I did ask to come. I can push it to 18k, but the extra will be once I have that disc back and it's in my possession.
Naturally.
So 5k up front, and then 13 after the fact.
That will do nicely, thank you.
Any questions?
Do we get to know anything about what the data that's on the disc, or is it simply off sentimental value?
Because if we have to track the data down separately, we're going to need to know what we're looking for.
It's some music files. They're really sentimental to my employer.
Can be no fancy of form.
Genre, artists,
Title.
anything.
Names the files have?
All I can say is that it's an old style optical disc. It'll stand out. If someone is selling this, they'll be playing that up.
Okay.
You don't see many things recorded on this format any longer. One of the reasons he's so keen to have it back.
Hold on, is this a new recording on an old disc, or is this an old recording on an old disc?
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me.
Okay.
All I know is that, as I say, it was in a drawer with a bunch of other discs and chips, but it's an old style one, and he's just really cut up about it being missing.
Sunshine, would a file made to be stored on a mini disc look distinctive on the Matrix, or would it just look much like any other file?
It'd be fragging tiny by modern standards. I mean, like a 3-minute track nowadays, with all the high definition audio, runs to like several hundred megs. If this is from the circular disc era, it's going to be like tens, if not single megs, and the audio quality will be, not comparable.
Are there any other files that small?
I mean, there's a lot of files on the Matrix, Chummer. It's the biggest network of human knowledge ever put together. There's individual bits and bytes floating around there, keeping the whole show on the road at any given time. I mean, if we can narrow it down to a particular node, I can probably find it pretty quickly, but I mean, if it's out on the entirety of the Matrix, try and find a particular grain of salt in the ocean.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mr. Johnson?
do you got any other questions?
You've not given us much to go on, but we'll see what we can do.
What colour is the disc?
It's blue, I believe, but he wasn't specific. Yeah, but most of them were blue at that point, so there was a particular liking for the color blue by my employer for quite some time. It was, you should see his living room. I mean, I know we can't really talk in this room, obviously, but I much prefer chartreuse. Much, much, much more superior color.
Yes, I can see that.
Well, blue seems to have chosen me, so...
Really more of a bronze and gold person myself. Don't suppose the disc is magically tagged, or if it's got like a distinct piece of writing on it, or if, like, when touched it will say, "I am the disc you are looking for."
All I can say is really my advice would be to reach out to any contacts you might have in the music or entertainment business. This thing, from what I'm told, something recorded on this style of disc is collectible, so if somebody is selling it, there'll be rumors. Let's put it that way.
And I imagine that when you have something of this kind of vintage, it will pay a lot more if it still has information on it.
Oh, yes.
So if they're looking to maximize their profits from it, they will be selling it in as perfect condition as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But they may also have copied it.
Potentially.
Well, there's nothing antiquers love more than a story.
And your employer specifically doesn't want any copies getting out either?
No copies out. He was quite particular about that.
Well, we'll do what we can.
We can try. However, that...
If they're out on the Matrix,
To be fair,
Once we have
much like...
this is unlikely to spread particularly far. Its value, let's say, is purely more in its rareness and its obscurity. This style of disc is just so unusual.
out of date.
Vintage, darling. Vintage, not out of date.
Oh god, you sound like Luna. Never mind, sorry.
In the interest of clarity, that shirt you're wearing is vintage. Mav's boots, vintage. This belt, vintage. The disc is not vintage, it is antique.
What's the difference, Tiger?
Antiques are old and therefore valuable, but vintage things have value and just so happen to be old.
I don't think that's a point where they need
What
me.
in the rich people are you talking about?
The troll just kind of blinks at you and goes, I believe I am the one giving the money, and therefore I am the one who is correct in this instance. He glares at you.
That would be my argument.
Yep.
Compelling point, compelling point.
Anyway, if there's nothing else we can get from you, then we will go and do our side of this job.
Excellent, excellent. Once you have both the disc and the data in your possession, and you are absolutely certain that it does not exist outside of its original confines, shall we say, call me on this number. I will arrange for us to meet up. But call first, please.
Certainly.
Noted. Let's go.
He glances at Com. If there's nothing else, I have a delightful date to get to, so
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Agi will finish her drink. Is anybody else wanting to do anything before we leave?
Leave. Never return. Burn the place to the ground.
Surely it's not that bad.
Install the world's largest white noise generator.
Alrighty. So, your first step is finding out who's selling this hot disc. Since the odds are pretty good he's not going to offer to sell it to you,
Not directly, at least.
that means you should probably be looking for somebody he did offer it to. Time to put the word out in the street, but discreetly, or everybody and their dog will start thinking something's up and start looking for this disc.
The other problem is the second people find out, it becomes public knowledge that people are looking for this disc. The price of mini discs will skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody and their dog will be trying to dig through old tech collections to find mini discs to sell.
Yeah.
I smell a scam for someone?
If it gets sold before you get your mitts on it, Mr. Johnson's going to be very unhappy. Time to start making some calls.
Alright. Anyone know any musicians?
This is such a specialized item. It's unlikely that whoever the thief was just grabbed it on the off chance it might be valuable. I'm inclined to think
Think
that
it was stolen to order?
Yes, I'm inclined to think they were told I'm looking for a mini disc. I associate with one of the worst people I've ever met. Unfortunately, he is not a musician or a pawnbroker, so I am going to be about as much use as a chocolate teapot here.
I do know this lady who runs a pawnbrokers over in Brooklyn.
She might have contacts in that community, certainly.
I mean, if anyone else know any musicians?
I'm afraid I only really know people on the crime and mechanics side of things.
The other thing you guys can do is get people to ask around. There is that as well.
I do know a fixer. In fact, no, two fixers. One is more expensive than the other, so guess which I'm going with.
So we're looking for this disc.
Yep.
Nobody puts out that kind of money for sentimental value.
No, it's too specific.
And
Depends how sentimental it is.
if it was just sentimental value, then they would just be putting out a thing saying, I want to buy this back and I'm willing to pay whatever you're willing to pay.
Yeah, there's a...
We don't send runners after things for sentimental value.
Also, they've authorized us to pay 6k to get it back, and yet are willing to drop 18k on our services. This is all very unusual.
For whatever reason, they believe that the people who stole it won't be willing to pay, won't be willing to accept their money.
Of course, that's assuming they know that it's coming from them. We could simply pose as an interested party.
Oh, it should be fine for us.
We're definitely not saying who we're working for.
They don't know who we're working for.
We're working for Mr. Johnson.
Yeah,
Might have been handy to get a name of who Mr. Johnson's working for, though.
they wouldn't have told us.
Do you think he tell us?
That's not how the shadows works, Toiger. You should know this by now.
I know that I'm allowed to wish for things, while I'm wishing for things that are also like a cat that shits solid gold and a magic fart.
You know what, Toiger? If anyone could bring those things into existence, I'm sure it would be you.
Really?
I mean, magic up, we can probably get you.
I had a magic heart once.
Really?
Of course you did, rich boy.
It was an illusory catalyst. It broke.
Fair enough.
Those are certainly all words. I even recognized some of them.
I know what it broke means. Very familiar with that term.
You are very good at breaking things, Huggy.
The term you're most familiar with as a rigger is I'm broke.
I was gonna say that.
That is another thing I'm very familiar with as a rigger.
Why won't the firmware update?
Target unavailable. Just shoot the bullets at the place that I'm telling you to shoot them at. Target unavailable. No, I just shoot. The target is behind the screen. The screen is made of paper. Shoot the bullets through the screen. Target unavailable.
And this is why you direct rig the drone, not giving it AR commands. Tiger, do you really not know anyone who buys and sells weird rich people things?
I went to considerable lengths to do away with any connections to my previous life when I left Rhode Island, Maverick.
You know what?
You're not supposed to burn the bridge.
I might have a job for you, Toiger.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, you can teach my fragging girlfriend how to do that. No, I've cut all ties from Az Technology, she says. It took me two fragging weeks to find the cat!
What? Every time you tell me something about Luna, my desire to smack her grows.
Let's not talk about her relationship problems right now, because we're going to end up drinking a lot, and we need our heads at least clear for the moment.
I mean, I know this pawnbroker over in Brooklyn, Rhydian, I can give him a ring.
That's a good start.
Starly Fragger, but he might know someone who knows someone. I met him when I was working at that fragging cafe.
The only person I can even vaguely think of is possibly somebody like Giuseppe, but, you know.
This isn't big enough for Giuseppe.
Yeah.
We'd end up owing him a flight to China or something.
I mean, the real way to get to China is by Pacific cruise if you want to travel. But yeah, no, we want this run to be a net gain, and if we involve Giuseppe, it'll be a net loss.
You calling Rhydian then?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so roll your connection.
Yep.
But it's loyalty, my apologies.
Loyalty. That's fine. Oh, frag.
That's a crit glitch.
That's a glitch. Well, on the bright side, I get a point edge back.
It just takes a moment. You initially thought it wasn't going to connect.
Raiden's pawn shop. You bought it. The complaints processors. Go frag yourself.
Rhydian, I haven't bought anything from you yet, although...
Get to the point, I'm getting bored.
You remember me, right?
I mean...
Sunshine, I worked at that coffee shop, the one over...
Right, I was going to say it was the
Elise.
phone sex sim sensor loaded up last night. What?
No, I don't do that anymore. Look, how about we both just cut the bull, Drek, and actually get on with this so both of us can get off this horrible phone call,
I'd like to get off this phone call.
Oh my god, Rhydian. You know, if your grandmother could see you right now, she used to run when she ran that business, it was kind of respectable. They had a reputation.
Yeah. Reputation for undercharging.
Sunshine, is your contact dying?
I mute for a second, turn to Tor going, we can but live in hope, my dear. And put the mic back on. Look, Rhydian, I've been hired by a Johnson for some stupid fragging run. He wants, get this, a fragging, was it mini disc? CD?
He called it a mini disc. It's a small disc.
Hey, you want a mini disc? I've got boxes and boxes of them. You can have them for $1 each.
There's a cent.
I want the fragging things out my shop. Mum won't let me bin them. Says they'll come around, they'll be popular again like vinyl was. No, they fragging won't.
Well, I mean, vinyl did have that weird comeback in the 60s.
Vinyl like the Flora?
So for music thingy.
There's analog music.
Apparently they're much better than everything else, but I've never listened to one. My dad swore by them.
People swear by vinyl because, like, if you love your music sounding
Sunshine,
like it's been
Kent.
scratched to shit.
Sunshine, either tell me what you wear or get off the line.
An engineer's business suit and a very nice pair of wedge heels, thank you so very much. And it is a specific mini disc. It's been stolen from some fragging bigwig in the music industry, and he wants this specific disc back. Now, look, this will have been stolen to order. Do you know anyone in the music and instruments, all that fragging biz world, who might be looking to steal stuff to order? Or any sort of contact I can use?
I don't know, there's some guy called Eddie.
Wait, it's not Peaceman, is it?
No, he's like some forger dude. He does a lot of fake sins and crap like that.
Wait, he an ID forger?
Yeah, that's the dude. He might know someone. That's his kind of line of work, sort of.
You reckon? That's pretty tenuous, is it not?
I don't know, he's into his music.
He into his old Fifth World? So, I don't know, what the fuck do people listen to back then? Like, symphonic opera?
I like symphonic opera.
Silence, rich boy.
Yeah, like, you can maybe contact Eddie. It'd be more productive than this bragging phone call. Why are you still on the line with me?
Alright, well...
You'll know better than I do.
Okay.
So, I do have a box of them in the back if you're really desperate for a mini disc, like, of all things.
Put a pin in that one for now. We might need, like, one, just depending how this run goes.
Well, they're not exactly walking out of here, so I'd like to get rid of them somehow.
Alright. Thanks, Rhydian. And Sunshine just hangs up rather abruptly, and then just, like, shudders off the phone, like, ugh.
That went well then.
Can you tell me where he works? I want to go there and first of all get the mini discs. They seem like they might have certain uses to me, and also I want to like find out what particular throat cancer he's dying off and maybe hurry it along.
It's over in Brooklyn place. You know, this fucking shop that he's running, right, into the ground, I must say. That place has been there since the Fifth World.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
really.
I mean, it survived the quake and now it's stuck with him.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
I know. It's...
What they don't tell you is the building's actually awakened, and it's the thing that's running it.
yeah.
It's suffering him to live there till he passes on, and then it will acquire somebody else. It's only keeping him on because of a deal it made with the grandmother.
Okay, so we created the haunted pawn shop.
Yeah, if you could just message me the location on that, I want to go to this place.
Side note: can any one of you run a memory check? Roll a memory check for me, please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
2 hits.
1 hit.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Okay, so Sunshine, you suddenly go, wait a minute. When we met Eddie, he was running an illegal rave.
Frag! So he was.
Is this the same Eddie that works for the Triad, or is this a different Eddie?
Yes, it's the same Eddie.
Yeah, he did your pass.
Short man, bad hair, bad attitude.
Smokes too much, yeah. That's him.
Yeah.
Ah, charming creature. Let's get in touch with him.
He has a thing for music in pretty much any variety it can be.
Alright, well, I need to still wash the grease off that last call, so someone else can call Eddie. Oh my god. Can I know one man in the entirety of the Six Worlds who isn't disgusting?
You know me.
Mav looks offended.
Mav's only slightly greasy.
Who of us actually know Eddie?
Me.
As far as I can tell, pretty much all of you.
Does any of us have him better than Loyalty 1?
No.
I don't even have him as a contact.
Suffer. You would if you ever bought an idea off him.
Puggy, how the frag have you managed to get this far living in New York without having a pass? Like, my
It's
word.
Quite easy.
I just don't ever go to Manhattan. Manhattan's a shithole.
Literally the default option. Don't go to Manhattan.
Yeah, well,
Everything there is expensive and
yeah, and if you want to make a good contacts, that's where they're all meeting, because all the other good contacts are there.
Side note, remember, it's also where all the best party spots are.
The MoMA's there.
yes, that's why I avoid it.
Best museums, it's got Central Park, there's a zoo.
Also the National Library.
You don't need to tell me on never going there. I'm not planning on going there.
Not even to chum me to burn down the Museum of Modern Art.
What did the MoMA ever do to you, Tiger?
I quite like modern art.
That place is a fragging travesty. I've seen some of their online collections, my god. Like, spiritually and philosophically bankrupt artists. Good lord.
I quite like their exhibitions.
Alright, who's calling Eddie?
Right, I'm going to give Eddie a ring. So I just roll my connection to him, yeah?
Loyalty.
Try not to call him Edward.
I got no hits.
You got no hits. Do you want to try again?
Yeah.
Is this a difficulty 1 extended check?
Yep. An hour or so goes by, and eventually you get a text back saying, yeah, and?
Have a job, I'm willing to pay for information. Please call back or arrange delivery.
Your comm goes off pretty much straight away.
You had me at I can pay.
Lets it ring 3 times, then answers like, oh, hi Eddie, nice of you to call. So, was it the
Tiger.
job or the money that interests you?
It's people that knows the money, man.
You like your music.
Yeah, that I do. That I do, actually.
You like your music history?
From time to time. This is our social call.
You're never going to friggin' believe this. We have been hired by someone... You know how Mr. Johnsons are usually mysterious? This is a mysterious Mr. Johnson. Anyway, he's hired us to find, of all things, a mini-disc with certain files on it. These files are not to get out to the public. These files and the disc they're on will both be returned to their owner for
Oh.
sentimental value.
Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. A mini disc, you say?
Yes. Have you heard of such a thing going on sale recently?
Yeah. There's been a couple of messages back and forth, but I hear your best bet, to be honest, is probably going to be a guy called Nabo.
Nabo.
Yeah, Nabo. Everybody's heard of Nabo, right?
I have not heard of Nabo. If I give you 2,000 of my shiniest new yen, will you put me in contact with Nabo?
I can, for 2,000 of your shiniest new yen, I maybe can't put you in contact with Nabo, but I can give you a little bit of information about him, for sure.
For 200 of my shiniest new yen, you will give me information about Nabo, and I will find him myself.
So, Nabo, okay. You've heard of Nabo. Everybody's heard of Nabo, unless they live under a rock.
I live on top of a rock.
The whole exploitation movement has settled down somewhat in the last 5 or 6 years from its former white-hot glory. But that doesn't mean it's going away anytime soon. Every few months, the music sim companies find somebody new to promote, propel up the pop charts, and exploit until they can find a new cash cow. These days, Nabo's their golden boy. Anybody who pays attention to the popular music knows his story. He's an orc ganger kid from Port Morris, He loves music more than he loves firefights and selling BTLs. He makes a name for himself performing in small local clubs, gets noticed by somebody big time, and the next thing you know, he's rocketing up the charts and living La Vida Loca. It'd be nice. He, ran with the Black Fangs in Port Morris for a while. He's playing in town tonight. You should go see him. Can get you in.
Whereabouts in town?
Port Morris. He's playing a really rough warehouse down that way.
Could you get the 4 of us in?
You know, he's determined to show that he hasn't forgotten his roots before he heads out on a big tour.
Delightful. What do you want to get the 4 of us in?
You're a hot commodity this time.
Eddie, they're not. It's a fragging warehouse show on the bad side of town. It's hardly like they're limiting ticket numbers.
It's Naboo.
Eddie, if you can't get us in subtly, we're going to have to go in unsubtly. You really don't want us going...
150 yen per ticket. It's the best I can do.
Can I roll negotiation to try and argue him down?
Sure. You guys have 1 hit. Yeah, he goes,
Oh, since it's you guys, and you know what? I might turn up myself anyway. I've been considering it. So I probably should make a 5th one. Anyway, call it 100.
You're a peach, Eddie. We'll see you there tonight, probably.
Probably. You know where you're going? Port Morris. I can... I'll meet you guys on the corner. It's the easiest thing.
Fabulous. We look forward to seeing you.
We're gonna need to change, guys.
when you're looking at Port Morris, if you zoom in on the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, to the right there's a bit that says FedEx Ship Center. That looks large enough.
Right.
It's going to be there.
Eddie, is there going to be a dress code? And if you say formal, I will be a very, very sad toiler.
Eddie absolutely kills himself laughing for a couple of minutes.
Man, it's Naboo, dude. Formal?
Great. You really think a show like this is going to be black tie?
Let me put it this way. Naboo is Orc Rock, Goblin Rock.
Oh, Goblin was a slur.
Frog is a slur.
It's a bit complicated because 2021 was the whole goblinization thing. Was it a slur back then, or was it an actual label? Because everyone got treated like Drek back then.
Moving swiftly onward, because I'm assuming that we've gone through a time warp, and you have met Eddie on the corner, and you have arrived at the warehouse.
No longer in our ridiculous duds.
Aki is now wearing essentially gang colors.
Cool. What gang colors?
Suns.
Okay, that's fair. You'll be fine.
Sunshine's changed into her leather jacket because it's a turn up to this wearing an action hero business suit.
Everybody assumes you're a Fed and beat you up.
You will get chipped.
You would get turned away at the door.
Your first thought when you get to look at the place where the concert's going down is, you have got to be kidding me. It's a warehouse. Not a club artfully disguised to look like a warehouse. Not a former warehouse that's been converted into a club. Nope, it's a friggin' warehouse. Smack dab in the middle of a crumbling industrial district near the docks. The place is obviously not prepared for the number of people who will be showing up for the gig.
This did not pass fire inspection.
Nope. Everywhere you look, people are double and triple parked, and you're pretty sure that line of porta potties off to the side isn't going to be adequate to handle the crowd, even if they are supersized to accommodate orcs and trolls, the majority of the concert goers. Already quite a few people are milling around outside, and you can hear the booming sounds of music coming from inside the badly soundproofed walls. You figure whoever's sponsoring Naboo must have dropped a lot of cred for bribes to make this happen, since you don't spot even a single New York Police Department cruiser prowling around. Nor do you see any angry fire marshals. Yeah, this is Port Morris, but even then, it takes big money to get something this big ignored.
They must have also paid off a lot of the gangs not to have them just turn up and fleece everyone who walks in.
Are there any gang colours on display that we can roll to perceive?
Probably.
I have knowledge New York Talk gangs as a specialized.
Well, that works. That definitely works. This is information that Eddie should have told you. Apologies. So Nabo received an email from someone trying to sell lost music tracks. Eddie remembers being in a bar near Nabo's entourage's table a couple of nights back and hearing them laughing about the email. With Nabo joking about he didn't know Elvis was still recording.
The king is alive, baby.
Flush with bravado from his newfound fame, but determined not to lose his roots, Nabo is performing one last concert at a warehouse in Port Morris before moving off to start his multi-city tour. Getting to him directly might be an issue, but it's not necessarily him that you're after, but his comlink.
I'm smelling wee sick of sunshine on this problem.
Thank you for spending some time with us and listening to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show and look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks' time for our next episode. In the meantime, the team are going after this Nabo guy, who is apparently some big shot or other. Who's the most famous person you have ever perpetrated a crime against? Let us know on our Discord. Intro is More Human Than Human by Karl Casey, and the background music is also by Karl Casey. Outro music is Neon Thrills by Luck Hash, and all sound effects are credited in the show notes. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any other proprietary material for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with the Pride Against Prejudice podcast in any official capacity whatsoever. All other works mentioned in this podcast remain the property of their respective owners. The Pride Against Prejudice podcast is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license, so if you want to use any part of the show, please give us the credit. See you next time, Chummers.